4 weeks to go to the biggest fight of the year. The biggest fight in boxing, me and Usyk. And I'm coming in hot. I'm coming in hot! Good up, can't wait. 21st of December, the belts are gonna be mine again! Good up.
Tyson Fury has warned Oleksandr Usyk and the world that he is ready to take his belts back and become the new champion. The pair fought just 7 months back in an iconic battle of the undefeated. Fury lost by split decision, so he's eager to get back in the ring and reclaim his legacy, title, and ego. But Usyk is not one to go down easy. When recalling his time in the ring with Fury, he shared that he lives in the ring, and once he gets in, he's prepared for anything.
When I come to the ring, I live there. Tyson too, I think. But when we fighters go to ring, more life.
That's when you come to life.
Preparation, training,
Boxing.
just fight.
And so far in this one, the volume...
Their last fight was a battle for the undisputed heavyweight championship, the first to take place after Lennox Lewis's fight in 1999, which made him the last man since to hold all the major belts. Usyk, being a former Olympic gold medalist and an undisputed champion, took control of the fight and came out victorious despite taking some hard hits and handed Fury his first ever professional loss at the same time. But Usyk shared that even though those shots were pretty good, he barely even felt it. After such heavy shots, it's normal for fighters to wobble a bit or panic, but Usyk remained cool and calm, displaying his resilience and strength.
Could you sense that hurt him, Tyson?
Yes. Be careful.
Big shots.
Move, yeah.
No?
No, Phil.
Didn't hurt you in that round? Did he hurt you at all? Were you surprised by that? Did you think he would hurt you?
Nah.
No panic in your corner and no panic in your head, Oleksandr?
No.
Fury didn't take the loss too hard. His faith in God became his saving grace because he believes that it was a good fight and that Usyk won fair and square. So watching the fight makes him happy, and he's ready for the next one.
What about you, Tyson?
I'm happy. Very happy.
Because it was a great fight.
Good fight. Listen, he got the decision. Fantastic. I'm a big believer in God, okay? So I believe that God has a plan for everybody, and the plan was for Usyk to win this fight. And he did, so fair play.
Despite there being no harsh words exchanged, the tension between them during the face-off could be cut with a knife. Usyk recalls putting the pressure on Fury in the 8th round, but gave a pretty cold statement. He said that he did not want to damage the Gypsy King, knowing that he has a family to go back home to.
And did you think you could put more pressure on and that you could maybe hurt him and get to him? Or were you just thinking, get through the round?
Я не хотів йому урон наносити, я просто боксував. Мені не треба цього робити. Урон, я ж знаю, що таке бокс, я знаю, що він поїде додому до дітей, до дружини. Це погано, коли ти наносиш урон своєму опоненту.
There were speculations that Fury suffered an injury during their fight in May. He was seen constantly rubbing his nose after a hard hit, which caused it to bleed. Some assumed that he had a broken nose. Fury used the time in the face-off to deny those claims. He shared that getting hit on the nose is tough. It disorients you and makes your vision blurry at times because of the sensitive spot, which is why he was touching it.
Tyson, everybody thought there was something wrong with your nose because you were dabbing it. Tell us exactly what was wrong with your nose or what wasn't wrong with your nose.
Wrong with my nose.
You're just bleeding.
Just a bit of blood, yeah. Got punched on the nose.
And it happens.
And your eyes water and you get hit in the nose.
That's close enough, then, by the way.
Usyk had Fury struggling on the ropes in the 9th round with a few hits to the head and jaw that seemed brutal. He was tumbling and struggling to stand straight, causing the referee to pause the fight for a second. But even that did not injure the strong lad.
I'm in the fight. I'm thinking, come on. I'm thinking, why am I not falling over?
Fury doesn't know where he is! He's all over the ring!
And now with the rematch quickly approaching, he's back in training working hard in hopes to win the rematch and become victorious.
Hey, Tyson Fury here. Absolutely smashing it, training camp. Hey, Hamora, get fucked.
Fury has had time to rethink his fight, though. Having his first ever defeat is hard-hitting no matter the opponent. Fury shared that he took the fight too easy and expected Usyk to be a tougher opponent. So he relaxed a bit until he took those hard hits, which became his downfall.
I clowned around too much.
Why?
Complacency, very much complacency. I think I expected it to be harder than it was up until that point of getting hit. And I was hitting him at will, basically, head and body. So yeah, I got a little bit greedy and paid the price, got caught, and we know what happens in heavyweight boxing.
Meanwhile, Usyk is training but also trolling his opponent, alongside making this a more interesting upcoming fight.
Hey, my greedy belly, don't be afraid. I will not leave you alone. Never.
This time around, there are only 3 belts on the line, so the stakes are still high. The 4th belt had to be vacated by Usyk to fulfill the rematch clause with Fury. The vacant IBF title was taken up by Daniel Dubois when he won his bouts, the recent one being with Anthony Joshua. In any case, the rivalry between Usyk and Fury remains intense, as both are at the height of their careers and just came off a highly anticipated bout and are going into a rematch. Usyk is still intense and Fury is taking it more seriously. Both fighters will look to prove themselves as the more dominant fighters.
Hey, for the rematch, so Oleksandr, what can we expect in the rematch?
Just keep waiting.
Just keep waiting. He won't tell us. He's holding back.
Oh,
He's holding
what
his
can you
cards
expect
close
from
to his
me?
chest. What can we expect from you?
Pretty much the same from what I did before. Good boxing. Someone of my size and heaviness, it's not normal that I should be able
That
to
you
box
couldn't do that.
and move and slip. And so why would I take that away from my game?
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Fury is an expert in the way he takes on different fighters. With some, he can win on points, but he can also be a devastating hitter and knock his opponents out. This time around, many are assuming that he'll take on Usyk with a new approach that will make this fight more difficult for Usyk. Experts have started to give their predictions about the upcoming rematch, and fans are anticipating another brilliant fight. Tony Bellew doesn't have any faith in Fury because Usyk has found his weak spot. In fact, he thinks Fury will face a more clear defeat this time around because Usyk will fight on the back foot, which poses significant problems for Fury, who struggles against this tactic. Fury can apply pressure and fight in multiple ways, but Usyk is a systematic fighter who has brilliant defensive skills, and his counterattacks are tailored to the weaknesses of his opponents.
But if I'm being totally honest, do I think he'll win? No. I think he'll lose again. And this time, I think he'll lose really, really clearly because Usyk this time will go on the back foot. And that is the worst nightmare for for Tyson Fury, because that's one that he can't control. You've got to understand, Cougs, he pressed the whole fight. He walked.
Jay Opetaia is excited for the fight and noted that this fight will be much more interesting now that both fighters have experience with one another. So it'll be interesting to see what changes they make and how it affects their training camps. Opetaia thinks that Fury has the necessary tools to take down Usyk, but that can only work if he uses them the right way on fight night. It's imperative he bring his A game.
Yeah, that's a good fight. You know, I'm excited for this second fight. You know, I feel like they both sort of know each other now, and I feel like Fury, he's got the tools to beat, you know, Usyk, but he just needs to apply them.
Mark Tibbs is on the opposite end of Bellew's prediction. According to Tibbs, Fury should control the center of the ring and keep Usyk on the back foot. His focus should be on landing straight right hands and follow that up with his powerful uppercuts that Usyk struggled against in their initial bout.
Well, Fury's got to get Usyk, really, he's got to hold the centre with him and get him on his back foot as much as he can, and he's got to get the straight right hand off before the right uppercut. In my opinion, straight one beats the uppercuts. And he's got to front hand him and back him up, lift him up.
Fury was dominant in their first fight until he took Usyk way too easy and let him in with that left cross. So Tibbs thinks that for Fury only needed to win that final round to secure a draw or even be victorious. So sticking to his aggressive regime in the ring would lead him to victory this time around.
He was doing really, really well, Tyson, and let him back in. And Usyk got his left cross off, being a southpaw. He got it off, and I was like, "Oh, don't! No, it could go downhill." And it did a little bit for Fury. He needed to win that last round, like big, to get a draw or the win.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dean White agrees and shared that he has confidence that Fury has enough of a skill set to win this rematch. Fighting on the back foot is a lot more work, which Fury should have avoided.
I think Usyk win? No. I felt it was more a draw, sorry. Obviously the 9th round was his best round, but I didn't think he won. And I think Tyson Fury doesn't mess about, doesn't play any games, and shuts up shop and boxes his head off, and doesn't just box on the back foot either, because that wasn't a great plan to do. Do you know what I mean? Because he made himself tired. That's a lot of work for a big guy to be pushed back all night long on the back foot. That wears you out. So yeah.
White also thinks that Fury should box on the front foot and push Usyk back, which would lead him to win.
I think he needs to go back to what he was doing, try and box on the front foot and push him back. I think that's his his route to win.
Carl Frosch compared their careers, ages, and previous fights and feels that Fury has fallen down and gotten back up easily, making him resilient, having fought big and powerful fighters. The first fight was a close one, or at least it was very close until Fury got knocked down in round 9. It's going to be interesting. Usyk is 37, he's older than Fury, but he lives life. It's not the age of the fighter, but the miles on clock. Fury has more miles on the clock, having had 3 tough fights against Deontay Wilder. Then he was on the floor against Francis Ngannou. But when predicting the fight, he sided with the Ukrainian. Fury can be gassed out towards the end, but him winning would mean a third fight, which would be incredible to witness. I'd predict a Usyk win, probably on points. I couldn't rule out the late stoppage because if Fury does go for it, as he suggests he will, he could gas out towards the end of the fight. It would be great for British boxing if Fury could win it, as then we might even see a third fight. It's just an incredibly tough ask for him. Antonio Tarver is of the same opinion, that a victory for Fury would lead to a trilogy which would give the fans a chance to continue rooting for their favorite fighters. According to Tarver, Fury just needs to have a different and fresh approach in this rematch to safeguard his position, which would lead him to be the winner.
We have to see something different. You know what I mean? If Tyson Fury want to really, save, not saying his legacy, but save where he's at right now today, he has to win that rematch. Vitally important that he flip the table on Usyk and make sure we have a trilogy so we can truly see, you know what I mean? Maybe Tyson win back-to-back fights.
Meanwhile, Eddie Hearn showed respect to both the fighters. He praised Usyk for being undisputed and the best pound-for-pound fighter. But Fury has a knack for proving people, especially critics, wrong. Underestimating him just because he lost would be a big mistake.
And Oleksandr Usyk proved himself as the pound-for-pound #1 in the sport. Just a remarkable fighter, undisputed cruiserweight world champion, undisputed heavyweight world champion. And every time I've bet against Tyson Fury, he's proved everybody wrong. So you can't rule him out in this fight. And all the respect for Oleksandr Usyk. We have to be team.
Daniel Dubois spoke in an interview to state his prediction, and then shared that he'll be calling out the winner to a match with him. I'm still backing Fury for the win. I hope our man does it. Usyk is capable. Fury should jump on him and smother him. Fury is a slick boxer too, but it will be a great fight and I'll be out there calling on to fight the winner. Meanwhile, Johnny Nelson pointed out that if Fury does not change his approach and his mentality going in this rematch, he won't win. Having fought Fury, Usyk now has a clear understanding of his opponent, and being the systematic fighter he is, he will take his time and weed out Fury's weaknesses, knowing that he can hurt him. Usyk has the speed, the boxing ability, and the sharpness to take down Fury or seriously hurt him. That gives him a clear advantage.
Change anything like he keeps saying he's not, then the result will be exactly the same. If Tyson Fury, the problem is Usyk now has a blueprint for beating Tyson Fury. But Usyk now knows, he doesn't think, now knows he can hurt Tyson Fury. Now knows he's a bit faster, a bit sharper, he can get away with certain things. He knows this. Usyk was coming in around the 15-stone bracket, and so he knows he has the speed, he has the power, and he has the boxing ability to beat.
Fury is the overall better fighter, and he has proven it, but Usyk is the better boxer. Fury will have to shake Usyk's confidence in the ring and almost confuse him to win. That means getting a little dirty and staying close to the bone to disrupt his rhythm. Fury's weight won't be an advantage anymore if he continues with the laid-back approach.
So the second time around, unless Tyson Fury changes drastically, and I still believe Tyson Fury has a beating of him, I think he chose the wrong tactics. I think what they probably worked on was the wrong thing. Tyson's a better fighter, Usyk's a better boxer. They can both fight and they can both box. One is better at the other one than the other. So it's about measuring it out. Tyson's got to boxing, be a little dirty, play close to the bone, make him feel uncomfortable, get him complaining. He's got to do that. He's got to change it up. If he does exactly the same thing he did in the first place, he loses. It doesn't matter what weight he comes in at.
Russ Amber isn't really a fan of the hype and trash talk and build-up. The words are all meaningless, and in boxing, the action is where the real story lies. So Amber does not care for the exchanges between the two fighters outside of the ring.
Yeah, listen, it's all talk, it's all hype. As we saw in the first fight, when all the talking was done, at the end of the day, you had a winner and a loser, and that's what matters to me. I don't care. You can talk. It's all for show. This is all to sell tickets and to get people to say, "Oh, did you see what he said?" And "Oh, did you see what he said?" I don't care.
His priority with his fighters lies more with what goes on behind the scenes. The state of the fighters, their efficiency and stamina, their mental state. That's what trumps the trash talk.
Fighter is when we're in camp and when we go into the ring. I don't care what was said before. I don't care what you do at the weigh-in. I don't care about the stare down. down. I don't care about none of that stuff. I care that my guy's ready, that he's in shape, he's mentally prepared to do the 12 rounds the way we want him to do them, just like he did it the first time. And that's what I'm going to be counting on again for the rematch.
Amber thinks that last time people were siding with Fury, they came in as the underdogs and found victory. So if they did it once, what's stopping them from doing it again?
Care, we did it once. We did it when it counted.
To do it again would be nice.
To do it again would be nice, but we did it when it counted for the undisputed title. When everyone said he wouldn't do it, when everybody was, not everyone, but a lot of people picking Fury to win. We were the underdog, I think, going in. Everyone thought that Fury was too big, too smart. Fury thought he was too big, too strong, for Usyk. And we did it the first time. That's what matters.
What do you think of the rematch? Are you excited? Who are you rooting for? Let us know in the comments below and subscribe for more.